Hi, this is Jay. I'm the owner and seller of this really wonderful 1975 Honda Rickman CR Cafe Racer. I've owned a bunch of these. I owned my first in 1974, one of the first people in the United States to buy one. Still have it in the garage behind us. I've built several reconstructions or restorations. This is maybe one of the best I've done. In this particular bike, I really focused on building one the way I built mine in 1974-75, with a focus on performance, high-grade quality componentry, and making it just a badass hot rod that looked magnificent as well. So, touch a few things on here, give you an idea of some of the stuff. A lot of stuff is new, a lot of stuff is very, very rare. It took me many years to kind of compile the inventory of pieces that come together on this bike. Starting up front, you'll see the reproduction K81s. Of course, that was the standard tire. It was new, and this is the correct size reproduction. Not English, I don't think, anymore, but who would know? The rims are the original Marani Grand Prix. Terrific condition, no dings, no curves, no scratches, no bad stuff going on. You'll see more pictures, more stills of these. They were relaced by Buchanan. Stainless steel spokes, stainless steel nipples, trued up. I even had Kenny glass bead the stainless steel spokes to give them a kind of a coarser finish to look more like the original zinc plated spokes that came with the motorcycle. One of the first things I did on my bike back then, and most of the hot rodders did, was take off that heavy old cast iron disc and drill the living daylights out of it. Everybody was doing that, and it sure made sense with these heavy cast iron discs. And then we flipped the fork legs to pull the calipers to the back of the fork legs, which was the later position that came standard throughout the industry. The fork seals are new, the fork tubes are new, the internals are new, the brake lines are new. Now these are stainless steel for the most part, so they're not exactly original, but they're done with a black cover to try to look like the original rubber lines or neoprene lines, whatever they were. The plastic on this bike is all original. It's been all restored. There's a couple of patch jobs when you get to the back side of it, but we sanded them down real deeply, repainted them. The fiberglass of this period had a bad tendency to spider crack in use, so you really have to go through them if you really want it to look good, because otherwise you're just going to have a mass of cracks. Or if you paint them and you use them, cracks will kind of come right back. So we had these ground down, gel coated, and then painted. Up here, a few period touches. The Magura style dog leg levers, those were kind of a cool hot rod piece. The Tomaselli, what's called Tomaselli Daytona grips, and you can see over here on the throttle side, kind of Instinct has this little rib to grab with your gloved hand. The stadium style mirror is a very common piece for the cafe bikes of the day. Okay, these are made by Napoleon. Of course, the emphasis is on the engine, power, and this is an 836 mil, Wiseco 836 10.5 to 1s. It runs a Kenny Harmon F-cam, Action 4 valve spring retainers. It's been degreed in with an Action 4's variable timing cam gear. Stock rods and bottom end. I've been through many rods and not found anything a whole lot better than a polished stock rod. Pretty much the cases and everything are standard equipment. The bike only has about 13,000 miles on it, I believe. The cases were done in black, which again was a innovation back in the day. I think Pop Jaromir was the first to come up with that in common usage when he found his Daytona bikes ran a little cooler with the dark cases on them. The decaling, with the exception of side cover decaling, all the black decal is absolutely original size and style and placement based on my actual original bike, where we copied them photographically and had them reproduced. The fairing trim is original. Okay, Gustafsson redid the screens for us, and in this case I took a mild smoke screen for that. Okay, but all the fixtures are original. The flathead screws were the original screws used. Same with the fairing screws; those are original screws down there. However, on the motorcycle itself, all the fasteners I have upgraded to stainless steel. The original were zinc plate, and they just didn't hold up worth a darn. So everything's been upgraded to stainless steel. The gauges were rebuilt, new faces installed by the guy in France who does that stuff for Laverda and for Honda. And of course, we've got the little dash plate up there. All right. One of the innovations I think Pops came up with, or maybe Russ Collins did, was the hold down bolts that go through the cam cover. And the reasoning behind this was if you were using a high lift cam like Russ did, or running a lot of revs like Pops did, you tended to lift the cam support out of the head, just really literally out of the head. A lot of hot rods, first thing they do is helicoil the screws for that, but even then you had a lot of cam lift. So they came up with this where we're just hold down bolts welded through special bosses on the cam cover, and they run down and hold the cam in place. Of course, the carb du jour back in the day were the 29 smooth bores, and that's exactly what we have here. Beautiful set, completely redone by the guy out in Texas, I can't remember his name, who does a lot of 4-banger carbs in the correct finish, cleans them out completely, just beautifully, beautifully done. New boots, of course. The only thing maybe not period correct is my velocity stacks. Couldn't find the correct ones for the day, but these are so pretty, I had to go with them. Okay. A lot of the rubber is original. A lot of the chrome pieces have either been redone or original. Okay. Foot peg rubber is original style. The real piece de resistance for me is this exhaust system, 4-into-1 Kirker, but a very, very early system. What makes this so unique is that it is done probably in 71, 72 maybe, and you'll see it uses a decal instead of the 3-dimensional pot cast attachment that it comes on later Kirkers. Okay, and up here you'll see it uses the spigot mount system like the original Honda pipes did, rather than what Kirker did later, which is to build the attachment flange onto the pipe itself. They're in good condition, excellent condition. Matter of fact, one little ding down here, but not much you can do about that. That's just the way it is. I think I mentioned, maybe not, the Lockheed oil cooler, correct oil cooler for the day. Okay. Another upgrade, very popular back in the day, was the Marsol H4 headlight conversion. Get rid of the fairly mandated seal beams that came with the Honda and put in a high output 55-watt halogen bulb back in the day. So this was very rare Marsol. I don't know how many years they made them, but they're hard to find. So we got one of them there. Original gas tank. There's some pictures you'll see of the bottom of it, which show the cutouts on the bottom that were there for the Honda 750 or the original versions that had the little lift-up finger type carburetors. Okay. Back here, this is a reproduction Taillight Lens. I call this bike the California Hot Rod because it was in California for many years and is being sold on a California ownership certificate. So kind of got a great little history as a hot rod from the home of hot rodding, if you will. Back here, the original shocks were done, not Dunlops. But anyway, they've been upgraded to Bogey Mulholland. So either Bogues or Conies were the shocks of the day, high performance shocks back in the day. Girlings, I'm sorry, original were Girlings. So these have been upgraded to the Bogey Mulhollands because the Girlings were basically just trash. Okay. I took a little liberty with the side covers and made a little decal to give a little bit more information, if you will, about what the bike is, 850 and Japanese-British combination. So everything's been gone through completely, a lot of new stuff. The seat cover, for instance, is new, but it's done in the exact material and the exact style as the original. Heat seamed rolls and stitched outer on an original pan. Okay. Again, all the decaling is all original. All right. So, you know, my take on it is, ain't too many out there like this, and there may be none out there like this one. So, watch the videos on the ride, take a look at some of the stills, and then make your bid. Hope you're the winner.